What's good, everybody? RJ Sheldon here. Okay, I'm even training the thought because of what we talked about earlier and how sick this world is. Welcome to another episode of Spartan Dogs. Here, as you see on the screen, my good brother Tony Lippett, aka Lip. What's happening, partner?
Yurt was popping.
You already know what we do on here, so let's just hop right into it. Let's give it up for the Lions, man.
Yeah.
You go ahead and tell me that they were going to lose at the crib. Are you kidding me? 31-9, complete dominance to go ahead and get the 1 seed in the NFL playoffs, and then also to clinch the NFC North. Hasn't been done in a very long time. Talk to me about your Lions, man. This is a great season for you guys, and I do expect you guys to do something very special in the playoffs.
First off, shout out to the Detroit Lions, man. This is the best season they've ever had. 15-2, best record in the NFL. Been the best team in the NFL all year, no matter the injuries, no matter the circumstances, no matter if they was at home, on the road. The 2 games they lost this year was actually at home. They literally was 8-0 or 9-0 on the road this entire year. That tells me that they have a strong foundational culture. When they travel together. They travel with a purpose. They travel with intention and violent intentions and mentally strong intentions on just what they want to do and the things that they want to accomplish, the goals that they set out for themselves. Man, this was, like we said last week, this is a big game. And we was talking about it like, man, I was even under the, I was a little bit of this, I was drinking the purple Gatorade a little bit. I'm like,
No, he was drinking that motherfucker to the brim. That's what you
man,
was doing.
I was just on my Justin Jefferson because that's my dog. And I'm just like, man, he can wreck this
Right.
game. They got the DBs out, they secondary out. I just felt like the Vikings was rolling in the right direction. They just got their ass whooped. They looked out of sync from the beginning. Like, it started off a little slow, but I'm not even gonna say they were just out of sync because that's like taking credit away from the Lions because the Lions is the ones that put them out of sync. They threw off their timing. You feel me? Like, they bumped them, they jammed them, they gave them different looks, and it just muddied up the whole view for Sam Darnold, for the wide receivers. You had Addison. He had 0 catches. 6 targets. No, he had 1 catch for 0 yards. 6 targets. Justin Jefferson, 9 targets, only 3 catches, 54 yards. And people say, well, if they just connect on a couple of them red zone plays, it's a touchdown. But they didn't. They didn't connect on them plays. They didn't make the plays when they needed to make them. They didn't give up a touchdown this whole game. They kicked 3 field goals, if I'm not mistaken. They kicked 3 field goals. So, to stop one of these high-level offenses with I would probably say a top 2 duo at wide receiver in the league, and then you got Hawkinson, and you got Cam Makers, and you got Aaron Jones, and you got, a really, really hot Sam Darnold going on right now, and you got Kevin O'Connell coming there dialing up these plays. You would think they'd be able to score a touchdown on this Lions, this handy. I'm not even gonna say handicap defense because they not. You feel me? They just been reloading. Like, I know we talk about the next man up and things like that, and it's some guys that you can't replace, but everybody got stronger on that defense, that entire defense. So they came. The Lions, man, they shut it down. Aaron Glenn doing this thing. He's definitely gonna have a head coaching job next year. He's definitely gonna take some of them defensive guys and on his defensive staff or the guys that he's coaching, he's gonna take them with him wherever he go. So it'll look new for the Lions next year. But man, just dominance. Lions did their thing, man. Jahmyr Gibbs. I remember they drafted him and people was mad. And I was like, bro, y'all crazy? I'm like, bro, y'all don't understand the type of weapon that he is. I think they drafted him at number 8. And people was like, man, why would they do that? Why would they do that? You see why they did. You see why they did that right now. 23 carries, 139 yards, 6 yards a carry, 3 touchdowns, broke a run for 47 yards. And on top of that, 5 receptions, 31 yards and a touchdown. He had 4 touchdowns in this whole game. Every touchdown came from him. And they was broken runs. It's just like he is like the Tyreek Hill of the running backs. Like, it's just shit he do that you can't game plan for because he have crazy speed. He has crazy quickness. Like, he get in and out of shit so smooth, but it's at full speed, bro. And it's like, how do you stop that? Like the Road Runner, bro. Like Sonic. For real, he's Sonic. He's really Sonic, bro. So shout out to the Lions for locking up the 1 seed, man, getting a bye week. They haven't had a bye week since week 5, so they've been needing this little break. It's going to give guys a chance to, sit back, relax. And like I said, you ain't winning nothing. Everything is coming through Detroit. I would say this is the first time it's ever been like that. Everything is coming through Detroit. So if you're going to win in the NFC, it's going to come through Detroit. And I love that. I love that. So shout out to Dan Campbell. Shout out to Ben Johnson. Shout out to Aaron Glenn. Shout out to Shep, my dog, the linebacker coach. Shout out to all the whole staff, man. Shout out to Jared Goff. He had a great season this year, 15-2. And a great leader. Did his thing. St. Brown, Jameson Williams, first 1,000-yard season. And he had 1,001 yards and 58 catches. I think St. Brown had like over 80 catches, and he had like 1,100 yards, 1,200 yards. So it took this goddamn 30 less catches to get over 1,000 yards. And that's good for J-Mo, especially getting suspended for 2 games or 2 or 3 games. He got suspended. So it's just looking on the up and up for the Lions, man. A lot of the guys they got are under contract for the next 3-4 years. A lot of the guys they already paid. Sewell they just paid last year. St. Brown. They ain't got to pay Gibbs yet because I think this is only his second year, right? So he still got damn near 2 more years, if not 3, with the franchise tag or whatever before they pay him. And you got J-Mo. I think J-Mo, this was his second year, so I think he got another year before he even in contract negotiation. So, man, the future is bright for the Lions, man. The future is bright, and I'm excited to see. And, man, take care of business at the crib. Take care of business at the crib and the Lions in the Super Bowl, man. I love it. So shout out to them for solidifying the deal, solidifying the win. 15-2, legendary. Love it. Detroit shit. You dig what I'm saying?
No, I was so on board of the Lions, as I said this past week, that they were going to come out here and make a statement. They totally did. They went ahead and made sure that, yeah, listen, we went ahead and maybe some games we should have won. We beat ourselves, but they didn't do this time.
Yeah.
As you mentioned, went ahead and held a very hot Vikings team with one of the best wide receivers in the game.
The best.
Yes, the best. Causing havoc, and they don't even really got corners like that. Yeah. Shout out to Robinson. At the end, I just really want to go ahead and say this because I think this is incredible what he said. Basically, he said, I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate y'all, man, because you've given me a chance to showcase what I could do when they try to bury me, dog. But you can't bury what comes from dirt. Let me say that again. What did they say? Yes, hold on. Let me get this right here. What I could do when they try to bury me, dog, they can't bury what comes from the dirt. That right there to me is the Detroit Lions. That right there to me is the city of Detroit. Getting it out the mud. We're going to go ahead and play 110%, and we're going to get after you. And that is what the Detroit Lions are. So that's what I saw this past weekend with the Vikings. It's going to be tough. Whoever comes through, hopefully it's the Packers, which I want it to be the Packers. That would be an unreal game to go ahead and go into, to New Orleans, to the decider of the NFC division. But all in all, good game. 1 seed locked up. Got to give credit when credit's due. Detroit Lions do what they need to do. They're the best team in the NFL. We'll get more into, obviously, the picks and everything in regards to the NFL playoffs, but they are the 1 seed. Moving on over to the Pistons. This week, they go ahead and face the Nets, and then they face the Warriors. Talk to me a little bit about the Pacers, man. Pistons, not the Pacers. This past week, looking at it from January 1, which this is pretty impressive. You beat the Magic 105-96. You beat the Hornets 98-94. And you beat the Timberwolves at home 119-105. That's 3 wins in a row to start the January month off.
Yeah.
Talk to me a little about that. That's good. And that's big time.
Big wins. I mean, like you said, the last 8 games they're 7-1. The last 8 games they're 7-1. They're a 500 team now, if I'm correct. Yup, they're 18-18. 18-18. Like I said, in the last 8 games they're 7-1. Man, they look good, man. They just got to keep it going. Obviously, there's a big loss with Jaden Ivey. You lost some versatility. You lost some playmaking. You lost a both sides of the court, hard-nosed player. But this is opportunity for guys to step up, like Thompson, the Thompson twin. It's guys for him to it's room for him to step up. There's room for Tobias. He can step into a more massive role. He can step into where we need you to do more now, and you can be that second, third option that we can utilize even more. So it's just going to give guys a chance to step up. Like you said, Tim Hardaway had 26 last night, 6 threes at the crib. They won. They beat the Portland Trail Blazers by 3 points, 118. They've been scoring a lot of points. Obviously, Beasley had 5 points last night, but he's going to be a guy that he has these games where he's hitting 5 threes, hitting 4 threes, hitting 7 threes. And then he's going to have a game where he go 1 for 9 from 3-point. But that's just how he is sometimes. But it's okay because he played with Pistons. You feel what I'm saying? It ain't like he ain't playing for a team that's, whatever. I ain't about to get to that. It just gives guys a chance to see the depth. You feel me? Like sometimes when you lose a guy, like the Detroit Lions, a lot of guys are able to, take advantage of the opportunity that they have and showcase their talent. I mean, ain't nothing like just being forced out there sometimes. Like sometimes just throw their ass in the fire and see what you do. See what you can make. Throw you in the jungle, see what you come out with. See if you come out. You feel me? So I like what I'm seeing from the Pistons. They just got to keep it going. Let me see. They're ranked, let's see. Where are they ranked right now? They 8th. They're the 8th seed right now. And they literally tied. So if they win, they're tied with the 6th seed right now with the Miami Heat. And Miami Heat got some things going on over there that they're probably going to lose a few games, and that's cool. So they're 2 games out of the 6th seed, and then they're 3 games. No, they're 1 game. No, they're not. Bruh. They literally 1 game out of the 5th seed from the Bucks. The Bucks are the 5th seed. They 12.5 games back. The Pistons are 13.5 games back. So a win here, and a win here, and a win here, and a loss over there. Now you the 5th seed. And now, you feel me? Like, that's going to be dope right there. So, man, I like what the Pistons doing. Keep going, man. Keep going. Get into a nice little stride before the All-Star break, because a lot of teams, you always know around like January, February, like right before the trade deadline, a lot of teams be trying to figure what they going to do out. If they going to trade for somebody. Am I trying to force my way out? Like, it's a lot of little shit goes on before the trade deadline. So if you're able to win those games against those teams, you're able to give yourself some ground. So when March hit, you can afford to lose a couple games or something like that and not knock yourself way back. So right now you got to take care of business. January is big for them. So they got to take care of January for sure.
No, I'm with you on that. I just want to highlight Cade Cunningham real quick. Out of these past 10 games, he's averaged 9.5 assists, and he shot over 45% from the field.
Big guard.
Unreal. He's doing his thing. Yeah, it's just crazy to see just the city right now.
Yeah.
It's just crazy to see that their professional sports teams are doing well. They've always had a great hockey team. But just to see the primary sports that I would say majority of Americans watch, football and basketball, going ahead and contributing together, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Moving on over to Michigan State basketball, they go ahead and face Washington Thursday. That one is in East Lansing. And then they go to Chicago to face Northwestern on Sunday. I'm definitely going to be tuned into those. We're definitely going to go ahead and be covering them. It's always good when we got a good Michigan State team. This past week, and I watched the Ohio State game. It was a great game. They went ahead and definitely got it out the mud, as we've been talking about on this show. They were down a little bit in the first half. Second half was a little bit of nail biter. Then 2 minutes left, came through and won the game. I think it was 69-62. So keep that up. It's always good when we have a Tom Izzo basketball club doing their thing. So with that whole section of just Michigan sports, being talked about, let's move on over to the Speak On It segment. Saquon Barkley, tell me a little bit about your thoughts in regards to him not going after the record. I know, but the people need to know how you feel about it.
I was disappointed. I ain't gonna lie, because it's like you spend all year like question, not really a question, but it's rhetorical. If the Chiefs was 16-0, remember they was getting there. They was up there like, oh, they gonna go, undefeated. If they were 16-0 and they got the one spot sealed up and everything, you think they not gonna try to get that? You think Patrick Mahomes not gonna try to get that last game to go 17-0?
He's going for it.
I'm telling you they are, because I seen it with my own eyes with the Patriots. They were 15-0 and they went into New York with nothing to play for. They were the 1 seed. They had a bye week, nothing to play for. They could have rested their guys and had 2 weeks off. But it's like, you got something on the table that you can handle. You think they wasn't thinking about injuries back then? You got Tom Brady on your team. You got Randy Moss. You wasn't thinking about that before? My thing with this Saquon thing, it's like once you start getting close to it, it's like, bro, go get it. Like that, I don't think that's ever gonna happen again. I'm gonna be real with you. And I ain't just talking about Saquon. Like, you got to be healthy. You got to have the right type of team, the right type of offensive lineman. But they have 3 all-pro offensive linemen. 3 all-pro. But then another thing that I don't think people probably even considering, Jalen Hurts is out. So if he wasn't injured, would it have happened? Because I understand, like, okay, you probably like, I don't want him to go because they know we're going to run the ball. We got a backup quarterback too. So it might change the whole game plan of things. But shit, they know you're going to run the ball too with Jalen Hurts. But I understand a little bit. But man, this close, playing the Giants for the last game, knowing that you can get that in the first half, if not the first quarter. All you needed was 101 yards. And you're going to be signing 21.08, however many yards you ended up with for the rest of your life. For the rest of your life, you're going to have all type of signings, all type of engagements, all type of everything. That's the main reason why Eric Dickerson didn't want you to break that record. He like, man, then it takes away all my money. You feel me? It takes away what I'm be doing. Because it's like, okay, don't nobody care about the second best lead rusher. Don't nobody care about the number 2. They care about the number 1. And you can always endorse that. You can always have that for yourself, for your family, for your legacy. That's why I was irritated. Because I'm like, bro, this is your legacy. Like, the Eagles ain't going to give a damn about, you feel me? They ain't going to care that much in 15 years on if you won it or not. They not. That's something I just feel like he should have. I don't know. And I also heard that it was his decision. I ain't hearing that. It wasn't his decision. I think the whole team should have wanted that record. All his teammates should have wanted that record with him. They should have went out there and took care of business for the first half and been good. So, because especially if you fuck around and lose in the first round or the second round or go to the Super Bowl and lose the Super Bowl. So you telling me I'm about to lose out on the MVP? I might lose out on Offensive Player of the Year, and I just didn't even break the record when I was a week close. That don't make sense to me. That don't make sense to me. But shit, it ain't my legacy. It's his legacy. I mean, Saquon. Who is the better? There's not a more better person to break that record than Saquon Barkley. He's been the best running back his whole life on every level. College, high school, little league, NFL. There's not another guy that we would want to break that record besides like a Derrick Henry or something like that, or Adrian Peterson. But like, he in that category on like the elite of the elite running backs. So I just feel like it was an opportunity that everybody just dropped the ball on that. Everybody. I ain't gonna just blame him, blame everybody. Because if y'all don't win the Super Bowl, boy, in 30, 40 years, he gonna look up like, damn. He gonna be mad. He's gonna be mad. I'm telling you right now, he's gonna be mad.
100%. I mean, I'm with you completely on what you said. It's just like, when I see, well, first off, not when I see, when I had read on Twitter, like, yeah, he's not gonna play, I'm like, this is stupid. What do you do? Like, if you're so passionate about the game and you have the opportunity to continue to play the game, why not leave your mark on history? So, like, now with that being said, I don't think that they're going to beat the Packers. Packers are going to beat them. So, anyways, I just want to get that out.
Oh.
29-27.
Mm.
If you like look at it, I really think that maybe he wasn't ready for, if he did break it, what that was going to go ahead and tap into to a whole nother market off the field. Because we got to go ahead and see when you do something like that, like when Odell Beckham went ahead and did his thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it was negative or positive, which really doesn't matter. You're going to be put into a light now where you're getting media. You're able to go ahead. Now you're more vulnerable because you're going to have a lot of money on top of what you're going to be doing, even though you already got a lot. I'm thinking more of it like he maybe not wanted to go ahead and have that spotlight because he didn't want to have that pressure going throughout his whole career. Because here's the crazy thing.
That's interesting.
You'll never have this type of career again. So now that you just back out like, nah, you know what? I don't want to do that. You trying to tell me that a Jahmyr Gibbs, a Josh Jacobs, a who else is there? I can list a whole bunch of running backs. Aren't you? Don't think that they won't want to go ahead and break that? Come on, bro. What we doing? This to me is some soft shit. I'm not gonna lie. This is to me is like you really are banking on the Super Bowl. It is not gonna happen. Y'all not beating the team I just mentioned, the Packers. You guys don't even know what you're gonna be doing at quarterback. Let's get that squared away first. Because here's the thing: even if that man Jalen Hurts gets in and he runs off, I don't care who tee him up. Put him on the tee, hit him. I don't care about no 15-yard penalty because we are in the playoffs. Getting off topic, but back to him, I think the Saquon situation is that he was a little bit scared of what that came with, which is cool. You're the one that told me, and I had to kind of realize it and get over it. You know what I'm saying? That some guys want to be cool with things and some guys actually really want things. So you know what, my good brother? Cool that you went ahead and, got to this point, but you don't know when you ever get this opportunity again. So that's all I got to really say about it. But it was just shocking.
That's an interesting spin to it. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna say I didn't think about it, but I ain't putting no merit to it. Like I ain't putting no marbles behind it because I'm like, But obviously I played with the Giants. So I played with Saquon. He's more.
And I have 1,000% respect for Saquon. Like I love Saquon's game ever since he was a sophomore with my own two eyeballs in East Lansing, and he ran for 120 yards with no O-line.
Yeah.
I love the man. I'm just saying that's what I'm looking at.
No, I get what you're saying, and I was about to add to that. He's more of a reserved person anyway. Like he's more of a calm, reserved person anyway. So like I can see what you're saying. Maybe the reasoning may be off, but I can see what you're saying about him probably just not just saying like I don't want to do it. You feel me? Like because there's some players that don't want that. You just some players that like, all right, man, I'm straight. So I see what you're saying though, but
yeah,
I can take though, man. I'm rocking with
it. And let's move on over to some wide receivers in the NFL. First, we'll go ahead and talk about Tyreek Hill. Good God. You want to talk about making it set stone that he is no longer going to be with the Miami Dolphins. And you know what? I kind of like that. I like what he did it. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. That man said, what did he say when he walked off?
Man, I'm opening the door. I'm opening the door, man. I'm out, man.
He said, I'm out, man. I'm out.
I'm out.
And literally proceeded to walk to the locker to grab his stuff and get up out of there. Talk to me about Tyreek Hill. People go ahead and say, he comes with a bunch of headaches, blah, 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 but you ain't catching that man. It's a double-edged sword that you got to deal with. And if I'm any of these teams, I'm definitely going to deal with it because he can win you ball games and go ahead and do what he needs to do every single Sunday.
Okay, so after the game, I guess they interviewed. I mean, of course, they interviewed the head coach, and he said, in the fourth quarter, Tyreek Hill didn't come back in the game. I guess because of an injury or because of an unknown, whatever. They try to make it seem like he kind of just quit on the team, and I don't know that. It's all speculation. Allegedly, we don't know. But I am going to say this as well. I remember just last year, the Broncos benching Russell Wilson because they didn't want him to get injured because they were going to have to pay him. So that is, would they call that like a business decision?
Absolutely. They are saving their asset because they wanted him to be as valuable as possible.
Moving forward, right?
Exactly.
They wanted to make sure they was gonna be good moving forward, save some money, all of that, right?
Right.
Let's just say Tyreek Hill did, which I don't think he did. Maybe he was a little hurt a little bit, whatever. So would he be wrong if he was preserving himself for the future? I mean, you got a backup quarterback in. The game is basically over. Aaron Rodgers threw for fucking almost 300 yards, 4 touchdowns. Defense can't stop Aaron Rodgers. We didn't see the Jets offense this entire year. We can't really score points. We got a backup quarterback that's still trying to learn the offense. There's a lot of things going on. So, he probably just like, all right, man, it's game over, man. The game over, the season over. We ain't going to the playoffs. Let me just get up out of here. I don't think you're wrong. That's just me. I don't think you're wrong, but allegedly, because we don't know if that's what he did. I don't think he did that. I think he was hurt. That's what I think. But yeah, post game he said he out, man. He tired of the mediocrity, and I'm tired of it too. It's like, man, you don't know if Tua gonna be there. You don't know if he gonna play. When he do play, it ain't that great. And then you have, like, bro, when you in the locker room, you know what's going on.
Yes, you do.
When you first, because like the media only know, I would probably say 10% max of what's going on in the locker room with these teams in every organization. They only know 10% max. They are not there the day-to-day, people being late to meetings, what's going on, people not following, whatever it is. They don't know none of that because that stuff rarely gets out. They don't know. They're not there at the practices, and you seeing people make the same mistakes, and you seeing people not give a fuck, and you seeing people not care about when you lose. It's so much stuff that goes into this game, and when you're an ultra competitor, bro, you want to compete to win.
Right.
You want to compete to win, and you want to be able to take care of your family. So if I'm one of these great receivers, and I see that I can't get it done here with Tua, and they pushing him out there like he's one of these top quarterbacks. I don't think he is one of these top quarterbacks. I think Tua is around, like, I'm gonna say I think I would take 15 quarterbacks in front of Tua. So let's just say Tua is a top 20 quarterback, but he in between 15 and 20. Those guys rotate every 3 years. Every 3 years they rotate. I wonder how many other teams in the NFL will pay Tua $50, $60 million a year to play quarterback for their team. But sometimes when you draft these quarterbacks, you're kind of stuck with them because you don't want to make it look like you did the wrong thing, especially with quarterbacks. It's Getting a little different now with Kyle Wilson, all these other things. Getting a little different now, but whatever it is. And that's nothing against Tua. I ain't got no personal. I'm just saying I watch the game. I watch football. And I watch it for real. After the 3-step, he don't be knowing what the fuck to do. And if you throw off his time in one little piece, he don't know what to do. He don't have no counteractions. And he can't scramble like that. So it's just like a whole part of his game that's just limited.
Right.
It may be cool for Mike McDaniel, but back to Cheetah. He want to go. He want to go in, and he gave the Dolphins 3 years. I think he won Offensive Player of the Year last year, right? I think
one of those years. I know he did win an award.
1,900 yards last year. He was having games where he was catching the ball for 150 yards for like 7-8 games in the season. The year before that, his first year with the Dolphins, he balled out as well. And that's with Tua and without Tua, because Tua was in and out of the lineup because of concussions and other injuries. Cheetah is a winner. He want to go somewhere where he can win and take care of his family. And maybe he just feel like shit. This ain't the place. Because when they done with you, they just let you go. They just sometimes they don't even let you come in the building to get your shit. They don't even let you have that last little walk in to, go and look at the work you done and look what you have built, or go say bye to the training staff and the janitors and whoever else in the building that you've been seeing every day for whatever. They don't even let you do that all the time. So if he want to go, I think he's that type of player that say, I want to go. Eventually, I'm telling you right now, and this just popped in my head differently. Quarterbacks are gonna start doing that too. Quarterbacks are gonna start saying, "Bro, I want to go." You think Joe Burrow gonna want to stay in Cincy if they keep not doing right, in 10 years, is Joe Burrow going to be a Cincinnati Bengal? Or he going to take his talents and go somewhere else?
He's not being a sensitive.
And it ain't going to be like they kicking him out like, oh, we just don't got use for you no more. It's going to be like, nah, bro, I want to leave myself. And I'm not mad at you at all. I would love to see him in a Ravens jersey. Obviously, Kansas City he can, always go back to Kansas City. Raiders or Commanders. Ravens, Raiders, or Commanders. I think those would be a great fit for him. And he's still going to get paid. He's still a $30 million receiver. And he still can go. And he want to go. He want to be able to go. He want to be able to have the high numbers. He want to be able to help the offense. Because if your receiver ball, no, he helping the team. He helping the offense. He helping your quarterback. He want to play in the big time games, the spotlight. And it just wasn't happening enough with Miami. So he want to take his talents elsewhere. And I'm not mad at it. So this is going to be a great offseason for him. I can't wait to see where he end up next. I'm excited.
I'm excited with you. Imagine Flowers and Bates, couple picks to Miami. Ooh, shit. Anyways, you can go ahead and think about that one. You thought he was having 1,700 yards, back-to-back years. He might have 2,000 if that trade is happening. But let's still stay within the what?
Lamar, Henry, and Tyreek. You want to talk about a big three? That's the biggest of three
in NFL history.
That would be the biggest of three. For the next 3 years, you got Henry, Lamar, and Cheetah. The next 2 years, shit. Ooh, I can't whistle, but that like. Yeah, I can never whistle.
You are stupid. But let's go ahead and still stay and talk about the wide receivers. Mike Evans, I mean, what a career. Entered the league in 2014, has had a 1,000-yard season ever since, tying Jerry Rice. I got none but mad respect for him. And he's done this with the most average quarterbacks. Granted, right now, Baker Mayfield is playing very well. But he has got over 1,000 yards with basic quarterbacks. And he's done it at the same place in Tampa Bay. Built a statue for this guy. Talk to me about this guy and your thoughts when you hear Mike Evans.
Man, Mike Evans just a beast, man. He was a beast at Texas A&M. I always thought he was going to be great. He is. Cool guy, too. Like, real, like, cool.
He seems just like a chill dude.
Bro, I seen him a couple times in Miami when he was down there. Like, I remember we was at a club. It was like the off season. We was at some club, and he had a table across from us. And we vibe, we there chilling. He walked over there and said what up to us all. Like, we played against him and all that, but still, like, I ain't know him like that. But he walked over there like, man, what's up with y'all? Da, da, da. And we like, we met a couple times in the off season, whatever. Ran into each other, whatever. But he was just cool, bro. Like, I thought that was dope. Like, we just walked out because I wouldn't. I ain't saying it like I'm just like whatever. But I'm just saying like I'm not about to get up in the club and go walk over there and introduce. I'm not. Right. But I respected that. I respected it. I know a few of his teammates, and they rock with him. They told me a couple of the things he did for that team, bro. Real dude, bro. Real genuine dude, man. So great teammate, great player, one of the best wide receivers to ever play. 1,000 yards for 11 straight years. But we will see if that ever be broke. I mean, Justin Jefferson maybe, Jamar Chase maybe, but they got to stay healthy, and you got to do it every year. So it's like, kudos to him, respect to him, Hall of Fame, first ballot, all that, bro. He got a championship, got it all, man. Got to play with Tom Brady for 3 years.
Hell yeah.
You feel me? Like, if you told me I get to play with Jameis, then I get to play with Tom Brady, I'll take it. I ain't tripping. And that's nothing against Jameis. Jameis, my dog. Shout out to him. Shout out to Mike Evans, man. Great career. And he's still going. Keep going. Go get 12. Go get 13, 14. He can do that walking in his sleep. Man, respect to Mike Evans, man. Respect, my brother, for real.
And then last but not least here, the beast himself, Jamar Chase, Triple Crown winner, 1,700 yards, led the league, 17 touchdowns, led the league, receptions led the league. I mean, I don't even know what to say. When you see a guy that can take the top off of defense. He can run every single route in the route tree. Run after the catch is unreal. I mean, he can do everything. Talk to me a little bit about Jamar Chase and in his really situation, and also what he's, situation moving forward, and what you kind of think, even though this is a long-winded question, but just him as a player, what has it done to the NFL?
Man, he wrecked the NFL. He wrecks the NFL. Like, he is straight. Like, I know when we talk about, like, we talk about disruptors of the game. We talk about D-line, and we talk about the T.J. Watt, the J.J. Watts. You feel me? We talk about the Myles Garrett's. We talk about the trying to think of the Dwight Freeney's. We talk about the Ndamukong Suh's, and we just talk about guys that be wrecking teams. He do that on offense. He wreck defenses, bro. Like, man, Jamar Chase he was made in the lab, bro. He just fast, strong. I told you when I seen a video of him hang power cleaning 315. He did it like 8 times. It was just like regular. I say, bro, that is insane strength, bro. And he don't look like he's one of those guys that just be in the gym lifting weights all the time. Like, he looked like that shit just in him. Like, God just made him like that. So it's like, man, he just gifted beyond measure, man. 24. This dude not even 25. His damn frontal lobe not even open yet. This dude is 24 years old. If you've been in the league for what, 4 years already? 4 or 5 years already?
Yeah.
About to make a bag. He deserves an NBA contract. He deserves a quarterback contract. He should be making more money than Brock Purdy. I don't give a damn what y'all talking about. Brock Purdy has no business making more than Jamar Chase. None. Or Tua. But man, I respect Jamar Chase, man. One of elite. One of the elite wide receivers in the game. Been that way. About to get stupid paid. It don't matter if he has a good receiver on the other side. He can get busy by himself. I've watched him in games where it wasn't T. Higgins on the other side. He didn't have a really good tight end. He didn't have a really good dynamic running back. And he still wrecked the game by himself. I watched him wreck a game without Joe Burrow. Last year, I think it was Monday Night Football versus the Jaguars. I think his quarterback was Browning. That's why I was like, Browning straight, bro. But he had like 200 yards receiving. 2 touchdowns, like 10 catches, plus 10 plus catches. And it's like, the games that Joe Burrow missed last year, he was still snapping. Man, respect to Jamar Chase, man. Triple Crown winner. I think this is his second time doing it. I think this is his second time doing it. He's 24 years old. 4. He's probably going to be doing this for another 10 years.
Absolutely.
So respect to him. Keep balling. And wherever he go, whatever jersey he end up with in next year, he going to do the same thing he did. He going to do the same thing. So respect to him, man. I like to see him with the Giants. Him and Neighbors. I still can't whistle, but that right there. Oh, my Lord.
Whew. And with Cam Ward?
Cam Ward, and Neighbors, and Tracy. Wow. Was it Tracy, the running back? Yeah. I like the rookie running back. Tracy, and then that defense.
They got the O-line, and they got the tight ends. Come on.
Right. Every time I do, that means I'm whistling. So y'all put the sound in there, because I can whistle. So when
we just don't know when you do that. You try to whistle. Let's get into the playoffs here. Obviously, NFL and college football. We'll go ahead and start with the NFL. First off, before we go ahead and picks and everything, just what are you excited for in the wild card weekend from the NFL standpoint?
I'm excited to see Jaden Daniels, rookie quarterback, sensational year. Honestly, I would probably say he was a top 10 MVP candidate this year. Had like the middle of the season, he kind of had like a little slow few games where it was just like, he probably hit the wall a little bit, but then he reasserted himself in the later part of the season, and that shows me like he a superstar. Like, he might not be like a superstar yet, but he is a superstar, and you can tell. So I'm excited to see him in his first playoff game. go down to Tampa and probably upset them because I think that will be an upset. I'm excited to see that. I'm excited to see if what's his name? Lattimore. I always get Lattimore and Jair mixed up, but I think Lattimore gonna play this weekend. He gonna be playing against his arch nemesis in Mike Evans. That's gonna be funny. So I'm excited to see Washington and what they're gonna do, and Jaden Daniels and his basically Jaden Daniels for real. See what he can do because first playoff game on the road, going against a competent team, Baker Mayfield, but that game can go either way. So I'm excited to see how he's gonna be against Todd Boyle's coach defense. So that's a game that stand out to me.
No, that's definitely a good one. I like LaShawn Lattimore's game. I liked his game ever since Ohio State. He's been one of my favorite corners. Mad respect to him. But let's go ahead and get into these picks here for the wild card weekend. Chargers face the Texans at 4:30. Who you got?
Who do I have?
That's gonna be a good ass game to start too.
I'm gonna go Chargers, a win on the road, and I'm gonna go Chargers because I think they're a very physical team, and I think their defense is playing better than the Texas defense right now. I think the Texas team right now are a little off right now. Like, they missing Tank Dell, they missing Stephon Diggs, so those are two dynamic weapons that they're not gonna have. Nico Collins, can he do it all by himself? I don't know. You got Joe Mixon. He did his thing. He had a good year this year, Pro Bowl year. But C.J. Stroud, like he kind of regressed a little bit this year. Now it can be because of the O line, but that's a part of the game. Like you're not gonna always have a great O line. Like it ain't always gonna go how you think it's gonna go. You have to be able to adjust. And maybe the second year just caught up on him a little too fast, and he wasn't ever able to, gather himself. So I think the way Herbert is playing, the way Harbaugh is coaching them, the energy, the spirit that Chargers team is playing with, the physical dominance that they're playing with, I think they're gonna go into Houston and win that game. So I'm gonna take Justin Herbert and Harbaugh, Derwin James, Bosa, Khalil Mack. I think they're gonna. I'm definitely taking the Chargers.
And then Steelers versus the Ravens. That one's at 8 p.m. On Saturday.
Man, you know what time it is, bro. It's a whole lot of flock, man. Stop playing. It's about to be. Even if Zay Flowers don't play, and if I'm them, I'm holding Zay Flowers out, and I'm gonna say, hey, go win the game. Y'all can win this game without Zay Flowers, even if he ready to play. He had a little injury last week. He said it's his day to day, week to week, but I'm still gonna hold him out in this game. Man, I'm gonna say, hey, Nelson Aguilar, step up. Tyler Wallace, step up. All you other tight ends, likely Andrews, Justice Hill, gonna be back. All y'all, go get the wins. Lamar, do your thing. Go get the win. This is the same Steelers team that they've been telling you that you can't beat them, and you 0-4 versus the Steelers, and they got your number. Go put them out their misery right now. Go send a whole bunch of questions to the Steelers media, the Steelers nation. Go send a whole bunch of questions. Go be like, they're going to fire Tomlin? Is Russ going to come back? Is Justin Fields? Whatever. Put all that shit out of his misery. Of course, I got the Ravens. By double digits.
Double digits it is. And then Sunday
they might shut him out. They might not score a touchdown.
Lord, please don't do that for a primetime night game. Sunday, Broncos versus Bills at 1 p.m. to start off Sunday.
You talk about that game. I want to hear what you guys say about that game.
Oh, I already talked about it.
Oh, you already talked about it? Who you got?
Oh, you already know who I got. I got the Broncos.
You got the Broncos?
Yes.
Why you pick the Broncos? Who is your X factor? Like what makes you think they're going to win this game? Like who is going to step up to ensure that they're going to win this game?
Bo Nix is about to go ahead and show that he's one of them ones.
You think he's one of them ones? When you say because hold up now.
Because one of them ones is a little bit deep. That's what I said. I'm going to say that we're gonna see. But for me, I've always, prior to the draft started, and I had my little quarterback list of guys.
You like them.
I liked Bo Nix's game because of what you have to do in the NFL. You have to throw efficiently every single time that you have the ball in your hands. And you have to be quick and decisive of what you have to do. You got to know what's going on. Sean Payton's and Melissa's game is really on Sean Payton on the offensive side. because Pat Surtain and all them guys on that back end, they're gonna go ahead and get home and they're gonna lock shit down.
I know Vance Joseph about to have them boys ready. Vance Joseph was my DC with Miami.
Yep.
He gonna have them boys ready on defense. And man, like, whew, Josh Allen losing in the first round to a rookie quarterback at home.
I said this yesterday. We always get the Josh Allen regular season Josh Allen. We can go through all of the playoff stats. I don't know them, but I can't recall when we're like, damn, when's the last time Josh Allen went crazy in the playoffs? That's just me. I know there's opportunities and things like that. Maybe the Stephon Diggs catch not catching, but that's one play.
If the Broncos win this game, it's gonna be the first team to 17 points. This can't be no shootout. This is a shootout. If this is a shootout, the Broncos gonna lose. They got to turn this into under 20 points scored type of game. Because this is gonna be this game is gonna be the Bills offense versus the Broncos defense. And you got the defense player of the year over there. And you got playmakers on that defense too. They be making plays now. They be making plays. They D-line be making plays. They secondary, they linebackers be making plays. And they tackle and they well coached. They got two elite coaches on offense coordinator, defense coordinator, Sean Payton, Vance Joseph. And then you got a hungry quarterback that just coming off a game where he was 26 for 29 and 4 tutties. Obviously, they played the Chiefs, and that's what I don't give a damn. I come off a game like that, I don't care who I played against. It's on. I don't care if it's the preseason. I'm locked in. So, and he's mature. That's what I like about Bo Nix, though. He's mature. He's not no young 21-year-old quarterback trying to lead a franchise. He about 25, ain't he? What, about 24? And
he is the goddamn dynasty there for the Broncos.
And I like that. So if they gonna win this game, it's gonna be the first one to 17 points if it's one of them low scoring type of games. But this game is gonna be the Bills offense versus Denver defense. That's
100%. That's exactly what it's going to come down to, and I'm taking the Broncos defense because I think their D-line and what they got, they're going to get home. If we've seen Josh Allen's way of going ahead and throwing the football and what their offense has done all this whole year, if they stop Cook, they stop the run, they stop them little screens, and force Josh Allen to sit in the pocket and throw, they are going to be driving downhill on them 5-yard little routes over to his favorite wide receiver. They're going to put him in positions where maybe Patrick Surtain's playing cover 2, but that's coming that the guy over's coming over that Josh Allen loves to throw to, and he goes ahead and jumps that and picks that off because this is playoffs. You ain't going to see nothing that you ain't seen all season. So I got Pat Surtain in that defense to go ahead and get the job done. And it's very likely that will happen because the Bills ain't seen a team defensive-wise like this because they play nobody in their division.
And they don't have a lot of playmakers. They do. You can put up Amari Cooper. Coop is Coop, yeah. But if you isolate Coop, who else is going to beat you on that offense? Like, you playing against real competition now. I mean, the Broncos, you're playing against real coaches and real competition. It's the playoffs. You ain't playing against the Titans, bro. You ain't playing against the Jets. You ain't playing against the Patriots where you almost lost.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, some of these teams not going to make these mistakes that you're going to be making. So, if you make mistakes or if you have people that drop passes or fumble the ball, if you lose to a 7-seeded Broncos team as the so-called MVP, the first real challenging game you had this year, besides getting your ass whooped in Houston and getting whooped in Baltimore and whatever. If you lose, if Josh Allen lose first round of playoffs again at home, boy, that next week I'm gonna be talking shit, boy. Next Tuesday I'm gonna be turned. So I hope the Broncos win, but I also hope they don't win so Lamar can put that boy out of his misery in week 2 of the playoffs. That's what I'm saying. I want to see that, but if they lose, boy, you ain't gonna hear the last of that from me. I'm telling you right now.
Brother, man, they're 2-2 in the playoffs, so let that marinate. Because if you're 2-2, that's not good, brother. And probably at home. Let me see here. Yeah, I mean you've lost 2 at home, so it's a possibility. But that one's definitely be a great game to go ahead and start off our Sunday, and then following that, the Packers versus the Eagles. You already know who I have. Who do you got on that?
I'm gonna take the Eagles, man. It sounds like the Packers got shit going on in that locker room. Like I'm hearing McKinney talk about people need to lock in and get focused. Like this ain't the time to be talking about people need to lock in and get focused and they need to take their job serious. And this ain't the time for that. So, and I always say this, like, bro, great teams. Well, I'm not gonna say great teams. I'm gonna say teams with great quarterbacks don't be going through that shit, bro. They don't be going through they might lose. And they might lose a couple games, but they ain't going through people being not locked in or not giving effort. It's always teams with like quarterback can do this, quarterback can do that. Quarterback up, quarterback down, quarterback hot, quarterback cold. And I'm not saying that Jordan Love is one of those, but he hasn't crossed over into that status yet. He's still trying to figure it out. And he got time. His second year fully starting. They went to the playoffs twice, so he got some experience in the playoffs from last year. He went to an NFC East team in their house last year in the first round and beat them. Played well, defense played well as well. Beat them, and then took his talents and played the 49ers. Went and played them well as well. Like they lost, but a couple more plays, like 2 more plays being made, they win that game because they had control of that game. And I think he played like the best quarterback until he did that crazy ass pass at the end. But I'm gonna take the Eagles, man. But that's even tough because Jalen Hurts ain't even out of concussion protocol yet, so he hasn't practiced in 2 weeks. The game is still fast. Like the game is still fast, and you don't have time to fill out the game in the playoffs. You have to attack the game. You can't sit back and wait to the second half to try to, okay, this is what they want to do with us. No. You got to do that every drive. So we got to see how locked in they are, But I'm gonna take the Eagles though. I wouldn't be surprised if the Packers won though. I wouldn't be surprised because they got the talent. But I'm gonna take the Eagles though.
I got you. 29-27 Packers. Anyways, Commanders. Commanders versus the Buccaneers. That one's at 8 p.m. That's another great one. You had hint on it earlier, but go ahead and give me your pick.
Man.
This is why I love NFL playoffs. What we have just went through and talked about, this is great football. For anyone that hears this, which I hope everyone in America does, around the world, if you hear this right now, if your girl doesn't like watching football, or your parents or whatever, guy has never watched football a day in his life, just watch this weekend. But go ahead and with your pick. Sorry I went sidetracked there, but I had to go ahead and let the people know.
No, you Gucci. Man, I'm going Jaden Daniels in the Commanders. I'm going Jaden Daniels. I like the chemistry that him and Terry McLaurin got. I like that Eckler is back. He was out like the last 4 or 5 weeks. He was on IR, but he's back. So he's gonna be that security blanket out the backfield, running routes and things like that, and extending plays. That energy, he's gonna be back for that team. Brian Robertson, Zach Ertz, he knows how to play in the playoffs. Obviously, former Philadelphia Eagle. And I think they D linemen have some good D line. The Washington, and obviously Lattimore is coming back. He hasn't really played since he's been traded there, but I think he was held out last week for like some injury, but he was bouncing and running around after the game. So they probably just hold him out like we just gonna wait till you get to the playoffs and make sure you're healthy and then you can go. I just think Jaden Daniels would probably, like, if you ask me who is going to be the best player on the field, who is the best player on like when the Washington and Buccaneers play, who is the best player on the field out of all 53 guys that's drafted on both sides? I'm gonna go Jaden Daniels, especially with his responsibility and him touching the ball and his playmaking ability. Some people pick Mike, of course, but I'm picking Jaden Daniels because he touched the ball every play, and he can do things and create things every play. And I know it's his first role playoff game and these things, but he made some plays this year, man, with his legs and with his arm, especially with his arm. That I was like, oh, okay. He ain't holding on to the ball a long time. He getting the ball out of his hand, running when he run. He don't be running like that. It's crazy, right? He fast as shit, but he don't even be running like that. But when he do, it get nasty. So I don't really want to call this an upset because I think it can go either way. They're 12. The Washington is 12-5, and Tampa Bay is 10-7. So is it really an upset if Washington won? Washington won some big games this year. So I'm gonna take Washington to win this game, and I'm excited to see what Jaden Daniels got. His first play.
No, absolutely. Sorry to cut you there.
You good?
Last but not least, here on Monday, Vikings versus the Rams. Who you got on this one? This one's going to be crazy.
Yeah, I think this is tough, bro. I think this is tough. And the Vikings got to go all the way to L.A. and check Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp and Kyron Williams. And then that defense for the Rams, that defensive line, them rookies from Florida State. And then you got Young number. And, man, shit. And you got Sean McVay. I got the Rams. I'm taking the Rams. I'm taking Matthew Stafford and Sean McVay in their backyard, and I think they just going to put it together. And it might turn into a duel between – if it turns into a duel between Darnold and Matt Stafford, I'm taking Matt Stafford. And I just think even if it ain't a duel, I think Matt Stafford is going to make enough throws and enough plays to get the ball in his weapons' hands, and they're going to be able to do what they need to do. And then you got Sean McVay, man. I honestly think Sean McVay is the best coach in the NFL. And not just because the way he called plays. I think he develops talent. I think he breathes life into, a lot of his players from probably the number one guy on the team all the way to the 53rd because they all play hard for him. You feel me? So I think the Rams are going to take it, and the Vikings season is going to be over early, and they're going to have some questions. So there we go.
Golly, that better not happen. You go ahead and lose to the Lions, and you lose first round in the playoffs? Oh, God.
Tough life.
Man. I got the Vikings on that one, though. Anyways, with that, go ahead and, tune into, obviously, that type of football when it comes to professional. And then we have college football playoffs getting going as well. Texas versus Ohio State, my good brother. Who you got?
Texas versus Ohio State, man.
Friday night, 6:30 p.m., prime time.
Yeah, man. Ohio State is playing damn good football right now. Quarterback is playing well. Defense is playing well. Jeremiah Smith is unstoppable. I'm going to take Ohio State, man. I'm going to take Ohio State. At the beginning of the season, I remember when the football game came out in the summer, and I was playing the game, and I'm playing it. And I'm playing with a bunch of different teams, and I'm like, damn, I don't know who's going to win it all this year because it's like it's no favorites. You don't really know who's going to be good and who's going to be bad. And I was like, man, after like a couple weeks playing the game, I was playing with Ohio State. I'm like, bro, Ohio State going to win it all. They just got weapons. They got veterans on that defense. They D-line nice, secondary nice, linebackers nice. It was all on the quarterback. I just didn't know how Will Howard was going to play because I watched a couple games with Kansas State last year. And he was the quarterback for Kansas State, and they wasn't like dope. He wasn't like super special. So I didn't know how he was going to be coming to Ohio State. But these last few games, man, he done put on performances. He done put on some big performances, made some throws. They done made plays for him around him. You feel me? Like, it ain't like he had to, like, do no Patrick Mahomes type shit. The players around him has started to step up and play for him, and now he's able to just, deliver the ball to the guys and just hand the ball off, and they taking it 60 yards to the crib, whatever it is. They just making plays. Ohio State is playing Ohio State football. And Texas, they should have damn lost to Arizona State. And Texas just be up and down kind of. Like, yeah, they won some games this year, but they lost the SEC championship, right? They lost to Georgia, I think, twice this year. And Georgia wasn't even that dope of a team and that they should have lost to. I don't think neither time Georgia they should have lost to Georgia. Quinn Ewers, I don't know. So I'm gonna take Ohio State. I got Ohio State winning that game, and Ohio State to the Natty.
I think I'm right with you. I got Ohio State. I think no one right now can go ahead and cover Jeremiah Smith. That guy's a freak.
Man.
Like laboratory. No one is going to look like that ever. Maybe besides Jamar Chase, but I got Ohio State in that one as well. And then we have Penn State Notre Dame. That one is Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Talk to me about this one and who you think is going to come out to go ahead and get in that championship game.
I don't believe in neither one of these teams, honestly. But I'm gonna take Penn State in this game, and that's crazy because you catch me on the record talking about Penn State. I think they are straight pretenders. But this is about the playoffs. It's like the NFL playoffs now. You got a wild card, you got a semifinal, you got an AFC championship, NFC championship, and then you got the championship. So you're able to find some steam. You're able to get rolling. You're able to, find a momentum in like a 2 or 3 game spurt that can carry you into the national championship. Like winning games in this college football playoffs now gives you confidence. It doesn't matter who you play against. You played in a big game with a lot on the line. Ability to move forward. Like I said, it ain't just, hey, we nominating these 2 teams to the national championship, and these 2 teams go to the Rose Bowl, and these 2 teams go to the Cotton Bowl. No, you got to play to get there now. So that's the difference with college football. But I'm gonna go with Penn State. I'm gonna go with Penn State. I wouldn't be surprised if either one of these teams won. Honestly, I don't know how they gonna show up. I don't know how the Penn State quarterback is gonna show up. I don't know how the Notre Dame quarterback is gonna show up. I know they have 2 really good defenses though. Both of these teams defensively, and their run game is pretty good. The Notre Dame run game is pretty good, and Penn State running game is pretty good. I don't know too much about the outside receivers. So I don't know who's going to show up. I know the tight end for Penn State is pretty damn good, though. I think his name Tyler Warren.
He's going first round, second round.
Yeah, I like him. He's going first. I like him. He definitely going to go first to like a Pittsburgh or something like that. He going to be the one of them teams. He going to be there. Maybe shit. I know if he fall to – I know Jim Harbaugh and the Harbaughs, they love their tight ends. So if he fall to the Ravens or the Chargers, they're drafting him for sure. I'm going to take Penn State, though. I'm going to take Penn State, and we're going to have a Big Ten national championship. And I'm going to be talking. You already know.
What does Lee Corso say? Not so fast.
Yeah.
I got the Fighting Irish.
Oh, okay.
I got the Fighting Irish. I think both these clubs in this game that we're going to see on Thursday, they play just every down like they're their last. They're, I would say, very equal. Mm-hmm. But I think from a defensive perspective, granted, I know Penn State has freak of natures on the D-line. If you want to watch D-linemen, watch them. They got a guy about 6'5", 6'7", freaks. Whatever you want them to do, they can do. Rush quarterback, go ahead and run somebody down from across the field. Yes, across the field.
Yeah.
But I think the Irish are going to get them. I don't know how, I don't know why, I don't know what, but I think that they're going to go ahead and coach-wise, when they got to make decisions, they're going to go ahead and be on the better end of that stick, and it's going to be up to the players, and I think they're going to do it. So I got the Fighting Irish.
I'm rocking with it. Like I said, I can see either team winning. I just want to see 2 good games,
Right. No, I'm right with you.
There we go.
Hey, episode down. My good brother Tony Lippett, a.k.a. Lip, take us out, man.
Hey, man, drink y'all water. Take care of yourselves and enjoy, playoffs is here. Super Bowl is en route. National Championship is en route. It's all here. This we've been doing this all season. We've been doing this since August, right? We've been doing it.
Yes.
We've been doing this for this moment right here. So if you tuned in, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Keep tuning in. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It's all wisdom on this right here. It's all we talk a little shit from time to time. That's what we do. But you feel me? This is what you play the game for. These are my type of games. Playoffs. When it's on the line, you need your best players to play their best. You need your role players to play their best. This is what I love about this. Because then you get to see who is who. The light is on. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Drink y'all water though, man.
Absolutely. And we're going to go ahead and go right back to the quote that my good brother, Mr. Robinson, said as well, because y'all gave me a chance to showcase what I can do. They tried to bury me, but you can't bury anything that came from the dirt. Everybody, you have a wonderful weekend. Games are going to be on. I get fired up reading that. That's some good stuff right there. But all in all, enjoy your time. Sports is on. Peace out.
Yeah.